God pulling me out into nature and say, come, let me talk to you. Come, let me show you something. Come, let me tell you a little bit about myself, right? To have that type of spirituality, you would think there would be like a jolt, but it was the most natural thing ever. And he said, it only, your transition was only like that because you did the hard work. So let me explain. Because I was doing the hard work, because I was having the conversations I really needed to have with the people I needed to have them about. I was going in and I was doing the shadow work, the things within me, the things that were dark, the things that were taboo. I was facing these things on myself, working on myself, thinking behind, like when somebody do me wrong, I think, why are you angry? But why are you really angry? Like, what's your problem? What's the real root of the problem? Because sometimes it's so easy to just project it or palm it off on other people. But he was like, go to the root, find out what's going on within you. And when I did that work, he said, that's the hard work you need to do. That's the hard work that's going to put you into the kingdom. That's the work that's going to bring about peace. So you might be looking at this and you may not have had my background, but you may come from like your own conservative background. Could be religious, or it could have been academic, or it could have been sports or whatever. But what I'm saying is that hard external work a lot of times is because we're running from the hard internal work. The work where it's not really hard in the physical, but it's hard in the emotional. It's hard in the I have to set my ego aside. It's hard in the I have to lay aside what other people might think about me, what other people might look at me and think, oh my gosh, this is like not the right thing, or somebody might reject me. I mean, that's a real thing, like to put your heart out there and to get it rejected. That's a real thing, and most humans, we scared to death. We wouldn't even attempt it, But God saying, I want you to rest. And when you do this type of work, everything will flow. Everything in your life will flow. So he told me that's one type of hard work that we have to do. I'm going to spend the rest of this video talking about another type of hard work. And it's something that, you know, so many times I know I missed this as I was reading the Bible. But so many times we see somebody do something, and in this copy society, you see somebody do it, and then you think that, okay, this is the standard. You see them in their excellence, you see them in their gift, you see them in their talent, and you match yourself next to them, not realizing that what is easy, what comes easy to them is probably very difficult for the majority of the population. And that's because it's their talent, it's their gift. And a lot of us were not really afforded the opportunity to really see what our talent is or what our gift is. And sometimes we might have a talent or we have a gift, but there is no real way to monetize it that we could see. And we think, man, this, some people talent like playing basketball or playing an instrument will gain them millions, billions of dollars. But my talent, it just makes the people around me happy. Well, I just wanted to say that, there's a prophecy in the Bible, and it's in the book of Isaiah. And the prophecy, it starts off in Isaiah chapter 40, where God uses two words. Now, in the Bible, and I know, and I'm saying this, but I also recognize that there's a lot of people where the Bible may not have been their main text, or they've been through so much religious trauma. I'm being honest. So much religious trauma. When they hear Bible, they just automatically turn off. And when I start saying Bible, people automatically say, "Oh, you're a Christian, right?" So I'm saying Bible and I'm using it as a text, right? And I'm not saying it to preach to anybody. So I just want to put that disclaimer out there. But it's a prophecy. And a prophecy is like history written in the past about the future. Um, it's going to happen. So this prophecy talks about a time in this world where humanity, particularly the chosen ones, will be called to comfort humanity. And I'm saying this because we are at that stage. We are at this moment. The prophecy is in Isaiah chapter 14. And it says, "Comfort, comfort my sons of Zion." In the scriptures, every scripture, when the word comfort is used, most times it's the Most High comforting his people. But this is a very interesting text in that this text is a command to comfort, not to preach, not to teach. The action is comfort. So there's a lot of people out there and they say, "Oh no, everybody's a coach or everybody's doing this, everybody's doing that." But I want to share, if you are a person who you make everybody laugh, you make everybody smile, you make everybody just feel at home. You are a creative person. You write, you draw, you have talents. This is your season. You may already be seeing it, but if you haven't seen it yet, you're about to see it, because this is your time. And as you do your healing work, as you work on yourself and you get comfortable with the process of healing, and you get comfortable knowing who you are and being okay being your person, you're going to see that your talents and your ability is needed. But remember, I tell you, hard work, right? So your hard work is not actually doing your talent. Like for me out here, this is not hard work. The hard work in me making this video is knowing that maybe one or two people will see it and care about it for a year, 5 years, 10 years. Who knows, right? So that's the hard work. The hard work is the soft things. It's the rejection. Is what if nobody sees me? Let me tell you this. What if everybody sees me? What if everybody sees me and then they have an idea or a thought? Or what if people talking bad about me? I know when I left, I didn't choose to not be one of Job's witnesses anymore. I didn't, my thoughts weren't even there. I was just listening to Spirit, and Spirit said, you need to disconnect from low vibrating energies. And the vibration went so low. I mean, if you were measuring it, it was like, it probably was in the minus. I stayed on as long as I could, but the vibration went so low. Spirit was like, cut it off, cut it off. And so I cut it off. And when I cut off the communication, and people can just talk to me however they want or say whatever they want, whenever they want it, and demand my presence like they were my God. Um, then it cut off because there was no more. And then through the grapevine I heard all sorts of things being said about me and my character and my husband. I mean, crazy. But I say, they say all kind of thing about Jesus. So why are you, why are you surprised? Who are you? Anyway, what I'm saying is, that fear that somebody might talk about me, somebody might hold me in a position, or they might feel somehow about who I am. That fear is part of the hard work that I'm talking about. Because, or for you, it could be leaving a job, like you might even have enough money saved up. You might not even need, like, some people, they live in like day to day and they actually need the job. But some people, the energy is so toxic, but just the fear of, oh, what if people think, what are you doing now? Or you don't land something else? And what will people say? Or what if you don't make, these little fears, these little um, the holes of the ego. Sometimes our ego won't, we can't see ourselves as somebody who jobless. So you can't see somebody who, how you can say you're a Christian and you don't go to church. I mean, I'm just saying these things go in our minds. It happens in our minds and we get scared. And what God told me is that's the hard work. That's the hard work that people need to do that they are too afraid of doing. And because they're afraid of doing that real hard work, they end up doing what is called toiling. And toiling is like laboring. It's gruesome. It's tiring. It takes your soul away. You do so much, you do. And at the end of the day, when you look at what you have, it's nothing. You feel like you wasted your time and your efforts and your energies. You feel like you need energy to go. Why? Because you're not in the flow. Why? Because you're not doing what you're supposed to, the real work you're supposed to be doing. So when you start doing the real work, and I can't say what your real work is because, there's a prophecy in Isaiah that says you're going to hear a voice behind you saying, this is the way, walk in it. So everybody, every single person, I don't care what you see or how important you think you are. Every person has a voice, a small voice, telling them the right way to go. And listening to that voice, sometimes you might need to change your belief. Sometimes we like being right, and what that voice is saying, we saying it's wrong. And I'll be honest, I was saying it's wrong for a long time because I can't see how it will work out, or I can't see how what this voice is telling me to do would ever make sense, or how it fits into this world. It just would seem so ludicrous. I can't even. Who cares what other people think? I can't even think of myself as doing that or being that person. But the still small voice is telling you the right way to go. It's telling you, pick up the phone, talk to your daughter, talk to your father, forgive your aunt, go see your family, go go heal, deal with the rape, deal with the abuse, deal with the heavy feelings that you've been running from all your life. The still small voice sends us to those uncomfortable places. And listening to that voice is going to actually help to heal. And why am I talking about this? Because I'm a holistic nurse. And actually, I don't even really need to say holistic nurse. It's just nurses have gotten so far away from the art of nursing where with pharmacology getting involved, which really help with the pay, because medicines cost money and then you're able to charge more and everything. That's a whole financial model. But the real nursing is holistic. The real nursing is really, you think about a nurse when where that word comes from, moms nurse children. But I'm here because nursing is about to evolve. You don't nurse a child forever. I'm a grown man still nursing. But the nursing is not just about food. A child don't just nurse to be nourished. A child nurses to be comforted and nourished. So as I embark on this, nurses are actually going to become comforters. So, as a holistic nurse, And as a nurse at the bedside, really, if I'm being honest, I love working night shift because you could talk about some of these things with your patients. During the night, I have the deepest conversation. I realize people sleep on their shift because they're up all night, and some people, I remember I talked to some people in the hospital and the doctor, they came in for procedure, whatever, and I think people don't realize, but some people leave and they never had the surgery or they never had whatever procedure because if they really had a true healing nurse, sometimes they get healed. Sometimes they get healed. Sometimes people come in, they have physical manifestations of some serious, serious emotional and mental anguish. And it's the hard work, the hard work they had never even talked to somebody about, but you're scared, you're alone in the hospital. And then here comes a nurse, a lot of nurses, they have a spiritual component to them. And it's something that they cannot be taught. It's a calling. And they get healed. Anyway, that's a conversation for another day. But I'm just saying, when you work on that real hard work, then you are able to find the real work, your true passion, your true talent. And then, just like Michael Jordan, you could flow. And when you flow and you become yourself, and you are operating in a space or in your gift where no one else, absolutely no one else can do, then you will realize you would make a lot of money without even working hard because you would be in your gift. But it it's not easy to get there because it takes hard work, but not the work, not the hard work a lot of people think. It takes those little moments where you have to drop your ego, where you have to lower, you humble yourself a little bit, you humble yourself. And I say it, but I'm telling you, it is so hard, Sometimes you're listening to some conversations and you're like, I cannot believe you're not flying off the handle. But this is what I'm going to end off by saying, right? When this whole world is at peace, who declares life to be peaceful? Who will declare peace? Who will declare peace in the world? It cannot be somebody fighting. Whether you're fighting with yourself, you're fighting with a disease, you're fighting with um, people who you think is bad or wrong. It can't be a fighter. A fighter will not be the one to declare peace because he always in a fight, right? So peace is actually going to be declared by people at peace. And peace is the beginning of healing, right? And when you create a peaceful environment, then people could really truly rest. Then they could be comforted and then they can actualize into being their greatest self. So I want to say, I hope, I don't know who I made this video for. And I'm sorry, my video is probably kind of rambling, but I'm finding my voice and I'm finding my space. And I'm just saying, whoever this video is for, I wish you so much peace. I am here to tell you that you will succeed. Prosperity is coming your way. Things will turn up because the moment you commit to do the hard work, you're going to see peace flow into your life. And I tell you this, I'm talking about all this prosperity coming. Who cares about money when you have large, enormous amounts of peace? When you have true peace, and this is not a peace that you say, I ignoring everybody else and I'll just be at peace with myself. No. When you have a peace from God, that peace, you don't think or you don't hope, financial abundance is going to follow because you're at peace. It is going to follow. So I'm telling you, when you do the hard work, right? And you listen to the voice and you put yourself where God tell you need to be, you're going to see you are going to have a large amount of peace flow into your life. And then you're going to come back on this YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe, because you have to come back to this YouTube channel or come back to wherever you see the streaming. And then you're going to write and say, Casey, I see it. I see the peace. I feel the peace, right? And that is my wish for you, my dear viewer, that you find your hard work so that you could truly be at peace and you could heal as a whole person. And we can get the benefit of your excellence and your talents and your gifts and why God put you here and why you chose to come here and why you are alive. I wish you so much peace, so much joy, so much happiness and prosperity. And I just want to tell you, if you don't see it right now in your reality, please know that it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Take my word for it. It's coming. Have a good day.